So, نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما. Okay, so I hope you guys all started the homework from our lesson that we did on Saturday. Lesson number, I think we're on, mashallah, we're already on lesson number 6, right? There's no voice? Okay, I think my voice should be fine. Okay, alhamdulillah. So inshallah, we will review our lesson number 6, Ad-Dars As-Sadis, and we will sort of review it because I know it was a bit of a difficult lesson, and so inshallah, the more times we review it, the easier and easier and easier it's going to get. So who remembers what the lesson was on? There were 2 things. It was easy, mashallah. Right, yes, Sister Yusra. We learned about pronouns, we learned about my, we learned basically how to say pronouns, right? So, right here on the screen, yes, in specific we learned about possessive pronouns. That's what it was, my house, like things like my book, things that we own, right? So, these things are called pronouns, you guys all know that, right? But in specific in Arabic, who remembers what they were called in Arabic? I told you the word and I remember I wrote it on the side in Arabic. Do you guys remember what it was? Damir, yes, it was Damir. Good to say, yes, it is. Okay, right here on your screen, if you can look on the thing, it says Ad-Dama'iru. Can you guys read that? Ad-Dama'iru. That's like pronouns, right? Dama'iru sounds like Damir. It just means pronouns. Yes, here you go. That should make it easier to see. Ad-Dama'iru al-Muttasila. Can you guys say that? Ad-Dama'iru al-Muttasila. Okay, yes. Dama'iru means pronouns. Basically, you guys remember how I told you what Damir meant. Damir is a pronoun. So when I want to make it plural, I just say Dama'iru. So Ad-Dama'iru al-Muttasila. Okay, attached pronouns. Isn't that basically what we did? Okay, I'll turn down my volume, inshallah maybe you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. That's basically what we did. When we were saying my house, who can tell me how to say my house in Arabic? Right, Baiti. Baiti. So we added a ya. So that's how we would add a ya to it to make it sound like my. Because we didn't want to say something like the pen that is owned by me, or the house that I live in, right? We just said my house. So we attached a ya to it, we attached the pronoun, and we were able to say something like my house. Right? And it was possessive. So let's read right over here. Can you scroll a little bit to the right so we can read it? In English, yes, inshallah we're going to be looking at the book too, and we will review how to make those pronouns. How do we make those pronouns? So basically the pronoun that we made, we were taking a word, and we knew that we owned it, right? It was our house, our book. So we wanted to show that. And we showed that by adding the ya. We showed that by adding who owned that.
If you wanted to say this is my house, this is the second sentence in the book. If you have your book open, it's Hava Beiti. So Hava Beiti means this is my house. So Beiti is my house. And who owns the house? If I told you Beiti, who owns the house? It's a simple question. Me, yes. So basically you're telling who owns the house. Who owns that possession? Right? So, are you guys all okay with that? Do you guys understand what a damir is? It's a pronoun. The pronoun is the thing that you use to replace it, right? The simple word like you, we. I remember you guys were like super quick when I asked you what a pronoun was. Yes. Na'am. Okay. So we learned damir pronoun. And we learned how to express our possession, right? We learned how to say that this something is mine. How to say something like my house. Okay? Ana means I, but we don't have to, we'll learn that later, so don't worry about that, okay? In Arabic, I want you guys to tell me this. In Beiti, how many words were there? Was Beiti one word or was it two? Beiti. Was it one or was it two? It was actually two, right? We attached one of the words there, right? In Arabic, we can attach a pronoun. We can attach the my. So who can tell me what those two words were? Let's see. Who can tell me what those two words were? My and house. Okay, I think we're having, if you've already typed it once, please don't type it, so many times because the screen starts to freeze and I really can't read. Yes, okay, so there was two words. Please only type it once because it's very difficult for me to read. So my and house. So the ya was what part of it? The base was what part and the ya was what part? Then I have something like Beiti. Ya was my, good. And what part was the house part? Bait, right, good. So how come I didn't say bait then? What does bait then mean? Bait then means a house, good. Bait then means a house, bait means my house. Yes. So you guys know that the ya part means my house. The ya is my part. That's what I want you guys to remember. This ya part right here, it means my. And Beitan means a house. Beitan means a house. And since we wanted to make it my house, we wanted to add a pronoun to it. What did we do? What steps did we take? So we had Beitan, a house. We took away the tanween, right? And we added the ya. But why did we take away the tanween? Why can't we say Beituni or something like that? Because the simple answer, yes, you guys are smarter. The very, very, very simple answer is that tanween just doesn't like ya, right? It would just sound weird. They just don't like each other. And in English it doesn't make sense either because tanween means a, ya means my. You can't really have both, you know? So they just don't like each other. It doesn't work that way. So inshallah, let's look at the lessons in the book. Yes, they're enemies. Like, you know how you have friends, you have words that like each other, and then you have words that just don't work. Letters that just don't work. Okay, so let's look at the sentences. The first sentence we had was the very, very simple sentence. Yes, this is the Arabic book. This is our Arabic Medina book. So, can you zoom on the other side of the page? Okay. So let's look at our first sentence. Hada baytun. Can you guys tell me what that means? Hada baytun. We have a hada and we have baytun. Let's look at baytun is what we're interested in. So let's look hada baytun. This is a house. Bayti or baytun. I'm not sure what you mean, Sister Dini, but yes, inshallah, read with me. Let's read the sentence. Hada baytun. This is a house. So baytun meant a house. And what part did you know that it was going to mean a house? How did you know it wasn't the house, or my house, or your house? Bitameen, good, mashallah. So you guys know that sentence, hada baytun. How did you know it wasn't hadihi baytun? Could it have meant hadihi baytun? Yes. We used hada in this case because baytun is for male, right? Yes, the homework is the exercise. So baytun is male, so we use hada. Because remember when we were talking about girls, we use hadihi, and with for male things we use hada. So that's something I want you guys to think about. When we use hada and when we use hadihi. Okay, let's look at the next sentence. So we have hada. You guys know what hada means, same thing. Right? Hada, this, and bayti this time. What does that mean? Yes, but we added, this is my house. This is my house. How did we know it was my house? Because of the ya. That ya at the very, very end, bayti meant my house. So I write my house. And I want to, yes. You have the meanings written down, mashallah. We're just going to review it. So in case you have any questions right now, this would be the time I can answer them. So bayti means my house. And you guys know how to add ya, right? You have, let's use, do you guys want to use column? Let's use an example. Something like column. What was column? In Arabic, what is column? Qalam means a pen. Qalamun means a pen. So we have qalamun. But this time I want to show that I have some sort of relationship to it. I'm the one who owns the pen. It's my pen, right? At school when somebody wants you to, borrow a pen, and you're like, here, here's my pen. Like, you make sure you say it's your pen so they give it back to you, right? Otherwise they just keep it. And that's not good, right? So how do we make it my pen? What is the first step? The first step is that you're going to add a ya, take off the tanween. Good. We want to take off the tanween. What is our next step? We'll add a ya. And then what do we have to make sure we put on the mean? So it's not just by itself. Good, add a kasra. Yes. So you can add the kasra ya to any noun you want. To any word, any noun, any person, any place, anything, any book you have, any room, and you can add Sadqa-e-Jaria, and it makes the meaning my. So color meant a pen, color me means my pen. And so Shiva, do you understand how you can turn any sort of word into my pen? Like my pen, my book? Basically, the only thing that we learn new is that you add this ya at the end. This ya at the very end of a word will change the meaning and make it my pen. So, yes, you add kasra and ya. Make sure you take off the tanween though, to make it my. So to show that you own it, to show that you have, it's your pen, you have possession of it, you can add a ya. So add Sadqa-e-Jaria. Okay. Inshallah it'll be clear when we do more examples. So let's look at the next sentence. Bayti sagiran. Bayti sagiran. You guys tell me, what is bayti? Bayti with this ya at the end. My house. Good. And then, so you're saying something like my house, and then you have this next word after it. The next word, sagiran. Sagiran. Do you guys know what that means? Sagiran means small. Yes. So you have bayti means my house, and you have sagiran, which means small. So in total, the sentence is my house small. But remember when we first did those lessons and we had things like hada bacon, and hada meant this, bacon meant house, a house? But it didn't make sense when we said this, a house. So we added an is, right? We said what was is? Is was just implied in there, right? So the same thing is going to happen here. Bayti means my house, sagiran means small, and in the center we're going to add is. So what does the sentence mean? Bayti sagiran. My house is small, yes. So in these kind of sentences, you're describing your house, right? You're using it. What is the word that you use to describe something? Do you guys know what it is? What it's called? Yes, it is just there so that you make sense of it. What do you use to describe something in English? Adjectives, yes. So sagiran is like the adjective that you're using, right? So you're adding the adjective, so you're describing your bayti. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Yeah, okay. Let's read the next sentence. Bayti jamilan. Bayti jamilan. Good, mashallah, yes. Bayti jamilan. Jamilan means beautiful. So bayti, you guys know, means my house. Bayti. And jamilan is you're describing it, right? So bayti, my house, jamilan, beautiful. And you guys have heard the word jamil, right? You guys have heard the name Jamal, you guys have heard the name Jamila, right? So bayti, my house, jamilan, beautiful. And then what do? You can't just have my house beautiful. So you add the is right in the center, like the first sentence. So my house is small. Okay. And then the last sentence, we're going to learn one more new word because I know these sentences are really easy. So Beiti, my house, and then Nazifan. Nazifan. Yes, Nazifan means clean. So Saghiran meant small. What did Jamila mean? Jamila meant beautiful. And then Nazifa meant clean. Okay, Jazakallah khair for typing up all the words. If you guys missed it, then inshallah you can check on the board. And then clean. Now I'm going to give you guys a quiz. I want you guys to tell me how to say, my book is clean. My book. So how do you guys form my book? Kitabi. Good. How did you guys know it was kitabi? Why did you make it? Yes, kitabi, because you have the ya. And then you guys added clean, right? You added the word for clean. So kitabi nazifun. So you guys just made another sentence. And do you think this is hard? Mashallah, for you guys it must be very, very easy, right? You guys are very smart. I know you guys are. Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. I know you guys can do it. Why does it have a sentence? Okay, so whenever you want to describe this, to make it a sentence, you just always have to have a tanween at the end of this. So good job for pointing that out, Jazakallah khair, because we're going to learn inshallah later why exactly there has to be a tanween, but for now I just want you guys to make sure you put a tanween on it. Okay? Inshallah we'll learn later exactly why it is, but right now I want you guys to remember, add a tanween, okay? To the next one, okay? Does nazif mean the same thing? Nazif, I think you just mean nazif as in you stop at the sentence. Nazif means the same thing as nazifan. Do you have any other questions? Nah, okay. So, the two things that we learned in this lesson. Were what two things? We learned, yes, inshallah we'll do the next lesson next class, okay? How to make pronouns, yes. I want you guys to remember what the Arabic word for pronoun is too. Do you guys remember what it was? I know 2 people I think got it the first time I asked. So this time, how many people will get it? What is pronoun in Arabic? So the Arabic word for pronoun is damirun. Do you guys remember how to spell it? Damirun, yes, mashallah. A lot of people got it this time. And in this case, what kind of pronoun were we learning? We learned a pronoun, a damir, that is what? It showed what kind of... Yes, we learned my, which meant what? In specific, what kind of pronoun is it? It was I'm going to tell you this, it was an attached pronoun. And why was it attached? Do you guys understand? Yes, it was a possessive pronoun that was attached. You guys can tell it's attached, right? Because we have one word total, but there's actually made up of 2 words. So we kind of stuck one on. We stuck the ya onto the qadam. right here? Because it was two words and we joined them together. Yes, Jazakallah khair, Sister Shiza. You attached it on, right? Okay, Sister Anjum, inshallah we'll learn that soon. Yes, please ask your question. So we learned what an attached pronoun is. A dhamir is a pronoun. Your homework is going to be, you'll get an email about it too, and I hope you all did the exercises as well. So if you weren't here on Saturday, you can do the exercises. But the word dhamir means pronoun, not verb. So like the pronouns that we've been learning right now. So the pronouns like my, you, we, those sort of things. The things that replace a noun. So those things are pronouns. Okay, if we're done with the lesson, do you guys have any last minute questions? I just have to show you one more thing. Okay, the homework is going to be exercises 1, 2, and 3 of this lesson, and then there's one more thing. The writing books. Do you guys remember when you asked me about that? I think it was maybe a week ago. And somebody asked about the writing books. So I want to show you that right now. I think all of you were sent the writing books with the Arabic book as well. So inshallah, if you have the Arabic book, you have the writing book. And I know some of you guys are asking if you could start writing in them, and I want to give you the answer, yes, you can. Okay? So I know a lot of you were like, oh, I want to write in this book, and so inshallah, now you have full permission, you can write in it. Write in it really, really beautifully, and I have an assignment for you. Your assignment is to do these first 2 pages. So the page with alif on it, and the second page with ba on it. Okay, inshallah we'll review the exercises as well. I don't think we got to 3, you're right. So the first page, I want you guys to practice writing it, and if you already did it, that's great. The only thing is that I want you guys to memorize these words too. So there's some like vocab with some pictures, right? And I know you guys already know the ba one, right? Do you guys know what the picture is for the house? You guys know that one, right? It's Baytun. So there's 4 vocab words in this whole lesson. Ibili, what does Ibilun mean? You guys have the pictures in front of them. You guys are smart and I know you can figure them out. Right, it means camel. Ibilun means camel. The book cover, I'm not completely sure what color it is, but it should be the one that matches with the first page of this. It's, yes, book 1 probably. And then the second picture. Anfun. What does anfun mean? Yes, it's your nose. The nose on your body, right? If you want this, inshallah, you can email it and I can check over it. That would be great. And then Baytun, you guys already know Baytun. That should be a piece of cake. And then the last word. Baqaratun. Baqaratun? Yes. Baqaratun, it means like a cow, right? Yes, you guys are right. It means a cow. Cow, right? Yes, you guys are right. It means a cow. Yes, mashallah, you guys got Surat al-Baqarah, right? So now you guys know one more vocab word. And you can use that vocab word, right? So it feels good whenever you're reading Arabic, you're reading the Quran, you're reading a hadith, and you like pick up on one of the words. It feels really, really good, right? And mashallah, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are learning so much of the vocab. Okay, so you guys got that's homework number 1 to do those Arabic lessons, and then homework number 2 is the Medina book. And we went over how to do the exercise. Exercise 1, you have to change the baytun into bayti, so you have to make the word my. So if you see this is a book, you have to make it this is my book. If you see this is a masjid, you have to make it this is my masjid, okay? So you have to make it so that it's yours. Yes, I'm just reviewing it because we didn't go over exercise number 3. So the second exercise was to describe using the adjectives we learned, like clean, beautiful, you know, clean, beautiful, and small, right? Those are the 3 ones we learned. So you read the sentence, something like the first one, daftari. What does daftari mean? Daftari means my notebook. So I want you to describe your notebook. Use whatever you want. Like my notebook is clean, my notebook is beautiful. Hopefully it's clean and beautiful, right? And then the last exercise. Exercise number 3. You have to make a sentence using this time 3 adjectives. And do you remember those compound sentences we made? When we said something like hadha baytun wa hadha kitabun, right? And we used the word wa. So basically, you can make a sentence. They're going to give you a word like daftari. They're going to give you my notebook. And you have to make a sentence like my notebook is small and clean and beautiful. So you have to use wa, you have to use and, right? My house is clean and beautiful. You guys know how to do that, right? Do you have any questions? Yes. Please do not type extra. It also freezes my computer as well. Okay, I'll give you an example. So for the first one, daftari, what do you guys want to use to describe it? Inshallah, we'll finish in 1 minute and then we'll have a break, okay? Yes, okay, we'll use the word clean. Yes, I'm not sure, I hope you guys all have clean notebooks. Nazifan, good. So if I want to say my house, or my notebook is clean, how do I say that? My notebook is clean. My notebook. In this case, you want to say notebook, right? Yes, daftari nazifan. And then I want to add another word to it. So I want to say daf. Yes, basically all you do is write adjectives for the different words that are given. So daftari nazifan. And I want another adjective. I want more than one adjective. How we haven't learned yet? You are given 2 words. 3 words, 3 adjectives. Inshallah you can use those as well. If you know some extra ones, you're free to use those as well. So I want another adjective for my notebook. Your notebook is clean and small and big. Okay, we'll use that one, because those are the ones we know, right? So kitabi, nazifan, and how do I say and? Wa, good. So I'm going to add a wa. And then I want my second adjective. So I said my book is clean. Wa and saghirun. So we'll add saghirun. And then you guys get the idea now, right? So you keep on adding wa and you add an adjective. And you can make a sentence out of that. Does that make sense? So inshallah your homework is going to be to do these 3 exercises. 1, 2, and 3. If you haven't already done that. So 1, 2, and 3 is your exercise homework, and then also the writing book. So inshallah you guys can have your break now. 5-minute break. Please be back at 7:40. Okay? So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And